This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Matrix Theater for the premiere of The Story of Alice. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Gary Lee Reed. I'm the director. Story of Alice. I love stories like this that are rich in themes that make a 100-year-old play relevant.
what were you looking for in your casting?
You know, people that can bring a character, especially in a show like this, it's all about characters. And so you're looking for a person that walks into the room and brings a character to life, that understands somehow, innately, they understand what the character is and brings it to life. And they don't have to be the best actor, they don't have to be the best singer, they have to be more alive than they've ever been in a show like this.
Yeah, well, once again, I loved the performance. I loved the show. And when I first saw it, I was thinking, how come I've never seen this before? And it turns out because it's a world premiere. Mm-hmm. So, I just thought it was a great premiere.
Yeah, well, thanks. It's fun to be a part of a world premiere of a story that everyone knows pretty well. But it's fun to dive into it and revisit something that you know quite a bit about in a different way. That's very enjoyable.
Okay. And once again, Alice is my absolute favorite child show, because it talks so much about philosophy and really deep philosophical themes.
Yeah, there's some deep themes in this. And what's interesting is children, 5 years old, 7 years old, they see a very different show than adults see. It's the same show, but adults take away from it all those rich, deep themes of politics and the anti-bullying themes that are running through it and the empowerment themes for women that's running through it. And young kids, they walk out of here seeing forest creatures, lions, dodo birds, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, the mock turtle, and all these incredible characters that they're used to seeing, and it just lights them up, and the parents are reading all these deep philosophical themes that are running underneath. It's pretty fun to see kids from 5 to 55 or 75 really enjoying it the same.
And once again, I love the performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks so much for coming.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Scott Hiltzik. I was the composer for the music of Story of Alice.
Actually, I really enjoyed your music. It was actually wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was actually asking the director that I'm surprised I'd never heard of this before, but it turns out that this is actually a world premiere.
This is the world premiere, yes. There was a previous version that was done at a school, and then after it was produced, we reworked it and changed many of the aspects, and so this is the world premiere of the current version.
What kind of style of music did you choose?
Many styles. There's a little bit of, I don't even know how to describe it, but there's everything from traditional. It's probably more of a traditional musical theater score, but there's definitely contemporary elements and jazz and all kinds of stuff. Whatever's in Wonderland.
I noticed that when Alice spoke, she was more like Sondheim, like Into the Woods and all that.
Well, but maybe the last song, not the last song, but the trial song is that's the most similar. But I wouldn't characterize all of them that way at all. Most of the songs it's very eclectic. Yeah, I
noticed that too, because I was trying to name a theme behind it, and again, I wouldn't put it say rock musical. I wouldn't put it say an old British type like HMS.
Right. There is British, there is rock, there is a little Sondheimy, there's pop, there's a little bit of everything. Yeah, so it really is just kind of whatever fits that aspect of Wonderland is what we were going for.
As an artist, I don't get to actually interview that many composers that much. What does it take to compose a musical? Have you been thinking about this your whole life and just writing down songs and finally piecing together a musical?
Well, this was really fun because it was one of those glorious creative periods where Michael Cormier, the book writer and lyricist, we were just it was very concentrated for the most part, and he would give me these lyrics that were very inspiring, and the collaboration was wonderful because we worked back and forth, and every day there would be different, fresh ideas that the music would inspire the lyrics would inspire the music, and so this was created at that time, and then as I said, we reworked it just several years ago and added 8 new songs, and so, but it's one of those things where whatever the inspiration is for me, I just kind of go with that, and so the characters and the story and the lyrics inspired all different aspects of my musical vocabulary. So it was really great fun to do.
Yeah. Well, I was told a story that basically about artists, composers, they don't stop composing. It's not like when you get paid, you will compose. You just compose.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. All the time. And I just finished a piece just like a couple days ago. So it's just constantly going. But I do many different aspects of musical types, classical, chamber music, jazz, world music, musical theater, pop, all different kinds of stuff. And so this was really fun because the story of Alice brings together many of those elements, but for the service of storytelling.
Another question I always wanted to ask of a composer: well, you think you were born different from everyone else? Because I don't know anyone, with exception to composers, professional composers, who can compose. Were you just born, or could you actually take a class and become a composer?
I wouldn't really be able to answer that question, but I do think that many creative people in all different aspects, it's just like you just start doing it and that's what you do and you don't think anything of it, and everyone has whatever it is that inspires them to do. Even journalists, asking questions. When you were little, were you asking questions of people? Probably. So for me, I've just written music and it's just part of what I do, and I don't really think too much about it.
Well, once again, I love this. I loved your music. I loved it. I loved the performance.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Emily King Brown. I'm originally from Richmond, Virginia, and I lived in New York for about 10 years after studying at Shenandoah Conservatory for 4 years. Went to New York and did a ton of work there, mainly in plays actually, not a ton of musicals. Toured the country, have done regional theater, TV, film, and commercials, a little bit in New York. But then I transferred out to California about 3.5 years ago. So still doing theater. I've done about 7 or 8 shows, musicals, since moving here, which is pretty ironic considering that I'm coming out here for more TV and film opportunities, but I'm loving every minute.
And which character did you play?
The Queen. My take on the Queen, particularly in this story, if we all know the traditional Alice story, I really think that the story of Alice brings to light the Queen as a true bully. And just exploring that has been really fun. Fun and also kind of scary, because the mentality of a bully, namely it just comes from insecurity, but the pain that they want to inflict on other people is kind of mind-blowing for me. But I think it's an important message, particularly in this current climate with the rise of bullying again for a new generation. There's always been bullies, but particularly on cyberbullying and kids literally killing themselves. It's been definitely an exploration, but for me, she's very fun to play. I love playing the villain, and in this we can make her a little bit funnier than I think actual bullies are.
Actually, I loved your performance, and amongst all performances, usually Alice, I liked it. I just liked the performance as a whole, but I usually don't love leading characters. I love anti-heroes and I love villains.
Yeah.
Because it takes real acting to be a villain.
Thank you. That's a huge compliment. So I agree, and I think that the villains often have the biggest arc, or you have to make that arc really happen. Sometimes they don't actually get a written-in, story arc like the hero or like the leading woman or man. Yeah, for me, it's been definitely an adventure, and as you saw, I only actually sing 2 songs in the show, so the acting was, absolutely important, beyond important, So I don't know. It's just been it's been a real treat, and they've let me really do my own thing, which has been awesome. So.
Yeah, I think you did it really well because, again, with your type of character, you really do it over the top. Everyone starts laughing at you, not taking you seriously. Everyone took you very seriously. You know, even though you're playing a real edgy character, way out there, no one was laughing at you. They were actually, even the kids, they were intensely focusing on you.
Yeah, well, I think that is well, again, that is a huge compliment for me because I think that just playing a character one way or two-dimensionally brings no life to the character. This woman could actually exist. I know people that run this fine line of, having this bully mentality, but also, play it off with laughter or with coming back and being sweet. And I mean, there's just it really is maniacal and kind of and psychotic, really. So to actually have to incorporate that into a character and make it believable on stage has been the challenge.
Okay. And once again, I have to say, even though you sang 2 songs, I really like your singing too. I thought you were fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, again, the music's wonderful in the show, and so I've had a great time.
Well, thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Justin Yu. I grew up in the Bay Area, but I came down to school. I went to UCLA for music and have been performing and producing and directing ever since I graduated, so it's been fun. I am the White Rabbit. I think the White Rabbit is sort of like a frenetic, sort of like a beta character that gets awakened when he meets Alice and sort of sees everything that he could be through meeting this girl from another world. And I think that's sort of the arc that I've taken on him is really, that's why you have to continue to go out and meet people and kind of broaden your horizons, similarly to how I think Alice kind of awakens in the story as well.
I was very impressed by your acting. I loved your singing, but I was mostly impressed by your dancing.
Thank you. It's actually really funny because I consider myself like a good mover. So like in theater you have like the different classifications. So I don't consider myself a dancer, but Cassie Crump was great, who's our choreographer, in sort of seeing what people did well. And I'm a rabbit, so I got to jump a lot, and she gave me a lot of freedom to work with that and get that into the system. So it's been a really fun time, and it's fun to get that back in my body. So yeah.
So if one of my viewers decide to come by and see this show, what should they expect to see?
I think they should expect to see like a whimsical, not a farce, but like just a whimsical like mishmash of everything that you would expect to see in Wonderland. And I think there's something for everyone. There's so many different layers. I think it's a timeless story that you can see. You read it as kids and you really fall in love with the characters, but when you start dissecting it and looking at all the layers, it's really different at different stages of your life. So it's definitely a story that I encourage people to read like at different stages in their life. But I think our play and our musical really incorporates all of that. So there's the jokes for adults, but that go over the kids' heads, and then there's a lot of it for kids. So it really hits a wide audience.
Well, once again, I loved the performance. I thought everyone's acting was fantastic. I loved the music and the singing. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for coming.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
I'm Nikki D'Amico. Let's see, I'm from Houston, Texas, and I've been in LA a long time, and I've done lots of musical theater, and I'm very excited to be in this show, The Story of Alice. Oh, I played the Dodo and Tweedledum and the Card. Dodo, well, I think she's the elder of the group of forest creatures, and she sort of has the wise wisdom part of the forest. And then as far as Tweedledum, I just think he's just a character, is just adorable. And then there's the Card.
Actually, I really liked your performances. I mean, I just loved your performances.
Truly?
Yeah, actually, of all the actors, I hate choosing favorites, but I have to, basically. You were just my favorite actor up there.
Well, you made my day. Thank you so very, very much for saying that.
Yeah, it was not because you were the lead, or that you had complicated parts. I loved your movement. I loved your accents. I loved your diction. And I just loved the way you tackled the roles.
Very kind. Thank you. You know what? I've been doing this for a long time, so that means a lot to me. Really and truly. Thank you for noticing. I appreciate it.
Okay, once again, I loved your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Jolie Adams. I grew up in Orange County, and I went to UC Irvine and studied theater, and graduated in 2014. I moved to LA, and I'm studying doing voice privately. I am doing theater and film acting here in Los Angeles. So I've been doing it since I was 12. I played Mock Turtle and the Duchess. So the Mock Turtle is in love with the knave. She's very doe-eyed. All she wants to do is protect the love of her life, who stole the tarts, and then she gets in trouble with the queen. And the Duchess is a completely different character who is totally messed up and has had a rough life and used to be a great person, but now is totally horrible with her kids, and you'll see what happens at the end of the show.
I loved your performance. I loved everyone's performance. This was fantastic.
Well, it's an original score, which is great. I mean, all the music is so great and so much fun to sing. And then the acting, everyone's so talented and creative, and such a fun story to be a part of. And of course, Alice in Wonderland is original, but this is such a creative take on it, and I love it.
I loved your singing. Well, I loved everyone's singing. I loved yours in particular. I mean, how was that? Did everyone was it casted in a way that everyone just had to be fantastic singers?
Exactly. Everyone has to be great. They definitely did a great job at casting everybody. They were picky, and they wanted certain voices for certain roles, and Mock Turtle had to have, a classic voice because it's the only love song in the show, which I love singing, and then also musical theater style and pop because there's a pop flair to it, and the jazz.
Once again, I loved your performance. I loved your singing.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Santino Tomasetti. Grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, moved to New York when I was 19, lived there for 3 years, moved back to Pittsburgh, got my equity card doing a Johnny Cash review, and moved out here a year and a half ago, finished up college at AMDA College and Conservatory, and this is the first show I've booked out of college.
Great. And which character do you play?
The Cheshire Cat. He's kind of like a mix between a hobo and the leading player from Pippin. And a cat, I suppose. There's probably a little bit of a mix in that. He's just so vibrant. He has control of everything that's going on at any moment. Even when you think that things are about to be catastrophic, he has this way of kind of swooping in and going, nah, I had this whole thing planned.
I loved your performance. I loved everyone's performance. And I actually loved your singing, too. I think you're fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, man.
This is your first performance in LA. What made you decide to come to LA anyway?
It was really nice that my college had 2 campuses, and I'm an East Coast boy. So, the best way I think it would be to get out to the West Coast is that I was able to, go no holds bar, finish up my degree, and kind of test the waters. And so far, I'm loving it. So, we'll see how long the West Coast decides to have me.
So you'd rather be in LA than New York?
Oh, I mean, I moved to New York in the fall, right by Central Park. It's just, the leaves are falling, the colors are changing. It kind of stole me. So as much as, you can't complain with the hiking and the beaches, New York is just its own world.
Okay. Well, once again, I love your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Nick Hodges. I graduated from the American Musical Dramatic Academy in New York and Los Angeles. I made my TV debut doing Catfish, The Untold Story, which is a reenactment. I made my musical theater debut and recorded in Hollywood, and now I'm in the story of Alice. I play various characters. I play a forest creature, I play Tweedledee, and I play the king. Each character is different. I feel like, Dee is a little more out there, spontaneous, while the king has to be conservative because, he wants to make sure he does everything right, that he's pleasing his queen. And the forest creature is just the everyday life or the everyday struggle of what we go through. We have our ups, we have our downs, so that's how I intake all of the characters that I play.
Well, I loved your acting, but I really loved your singing.
Oh, thank you. It's just that's my number one passion first is singing. Then I act and then I dance. I've been singing since I was 2, so I just think that I'm blessed to have this gift, and I'm grateful to be able to share it with the world.
no one can see you on radio, but you're African American. I hear there aren't that many African Americans in theater. A lot of them come through music.
Yes, that's actually true. As you can see, with the times changing, with musicals now being available for different ethnicities, it's very hard for some African American actors and actresses just to make it. So when we do get that opportunity, we do get that chance to shine and to show our gifts, I feel like we, as a community, leave it all out on the table and just tell the people, here you go, eat it up. And so I actually can say I'm grateful that I'm one of the African Americans that can come out and share my gift.
And even though you're a great singer, I really don't want to slight you by saying you were a bad actor, because you were a fantastic actor too.
Thank you. I feel like acting is not so much, I'm not going to say second nature to me, but I have to work hard. I have to, know my objective. It's different from life. You have to have your purpose. And that's what I've realized in acting is once I find my purpose, I have my drive. And once I have my drive, everything else falls in order.
Well, once again, love your performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
All right. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Bradley Cashman. I was born in Scottsdale, Arizona. I started playing football, and then when I couldn't play anymore, I moved to theater in high school, and I've been doing that ever since. Went to Wagner College in New York City, and now I'm here in Los Angeles. I played the Knave, the Mad Hatter, and the Handsome Prince. I think the Knave is just a goofball. He's like so madly in love with the Mock Turtle so much so that he steals something to kind of, in my opinion, profess his love for her. He steals a tart from the Queen and to give back to her to say, like, look, see, I've taken something from the people who are hurting you to give to you because that's how much you mean to me. And so I think he's just this character of such abundance and such love, but he's a bit of a fool because it's gotten him and others in a lot of trouble. It's this act of love has brought everyone into this problem that gets sorted out in the trial, and Alice has to come in and save him. As far as the Mad Hatter goes, he's the Mad Hatter. I mean, in any rendition of the character, whether it's in the movie like Johnny Depp or in the cartoon, he's a nut job who doesn't really make too much sense. He's not really in it for anyone other than himself, but he's fun. He's definitely fun to have around. And the Handsome Prince, he's a halfwit. He's a halfwit who's pretending to be a handsome prince.
First of all, I loved your acting. I thought you were fantastic. And actually, I loved your singing, too.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You started off as a football player. You were never a theater major? That surprises me.
Well, no, I was a theater major. I played like baseball and football when I was in elementary school, and I got to high school and I just didn't want to play anymore, and my arches were starting to hurt, but that's just a lame excuse. So I wanted something to do after school other than football, and I tried out for the play. And in the play, so the first play I ever had to do, I had to cross-dress, which was funny because so within 1 month I went from wearing football pads to a dress and a wig and lipstick because it was a play called Professor, How Could You? And, it was a wonderful experience. And the reason why I kept pursuing theater is because in that play I met my best friend, who's still my best friend to this day, and I had so much fun, and it was just a wonderful experience. So I kind of just kept following down that path, and here I am, and I couldn't be happier.
Okay. Real quick question. Do you think you were born an actor, or do you think you learned it over time?
I think you learn it over time because my personal opinion is that actors, the best thing that they can do, I mean, yes, there's imagination involved, but, the best thing they can do is take from what they know. I'm never going to be as good an actor as I'm going to be from 10 years from now. So the more I grow, the older I get, the better of an actor I become. I think anyone can be an actor if they know how to tap into what they know and what they've experienced in life. And so, yeah, I think I was born to be an actor, but, I still learn just as anybody else. So, yeah.
Once again, I was very impressed by your performance.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
All right. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Jessamine Arnstein. I've grown up in the San Fernando Valley all my life, been doing theater since I was 8. Come from a very artistic family, so it comes naturally to me. I play Alice from Alice in Wonderland. So she gets lost on a crazy journey through this magical land, meeting new people, and eventually finds herself. And I don't want to give too much away, so I'll just leave it at that.
Well, actually, Alice in Wonderland is my favorite child's novel, period. Because of all the philosophy it goes through, and a lot of really deep, powerful themes go through it.
Yeah. There's definitely an ongoing theme through this version of it with just self-empowerment which that's definitely my favorite part of the show, and it's in the original novel, and it carries through this musical immensely.
I was actually quite impressed with what everyone sings too, in yours in particular.
Oh, thank you. I actually am majoring in theater arts at Cal State Northridge right now. So I do a lot of musicals, but I'm not really studying music at the moment. But I've been technically singing since before I could talk. So, I mean, music just is part of my life.
You know, a lot of people envy you because here you're not even out of college yet, but you're actually doing this at a very prestigious theater. You're actually doing a world premiere.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'm still not completely believing it. This is the first audition that my manager has sent me on, and I initially didn't get the part, and then there was an issue with conflicts, and all of a sudden, a week into the rehearsal period, they pulled me in here, and lo and behold, I'm Alice.
Well, I thought you did a fantastic job. I really loved your performance.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
The Story of Alice will be playing at the Matrix Theater from April 23rd to May 29th. For more information, go to www.matrixtheater.com.